Piers Morgan straight up asks a Palestinian representative, why doesn't Hamas just release the hostages? Just release them. It's not that hard. As a goodwill gesture, maybe Israel will end the war. I mean, Israel did say that if you release the hostages and you surrender, they'll end the war, and maybe they'll be willing to just negotiate and do the hostage, just the hostages. Now, I'm not a proponent of that, but let's hear his response.
Obviously, Hamas is still holding 58 hostages. Why don't they just release them? Why is there not enough pressure from the Palestinian world collectively to compel Hamas just to release the hostages and bring this to an end? Why don't they do it? Why don't they do it?
No.
Why don't they just do it?
Give me the chance to answer you. They are ready to release all the Israeli prisoners, and they should be called prisoners of war because they are all soldiers. But nevertheless, called.
They are not all soldiers. They are actually only 5 of them were IDF soldiers, A, but also B, you do know that Israel has a draft, and everybody in Israel above the age of 18 goes to the army. So most of them, coincidentally, are not soldiers. About only 5 of them are. The rest aren't. And yet he's like, oh, they're Israeli soldiers. No. They're not Israeli soldiers. Regardless, they wouldn't be called prisoners of war because the entire civilian population in Israel are soldiers at one point in their lives.
Them captives, if you want.
They're not all soldiers. They're not all soldiers.
No, the ones that are still in with the Hamas are all soldiers. You can check that. They're all soldiers. All the civilians were released already a long time ago. So they are ready to release these soldiers immediately. Of course, in exchange of a number of Palestinian prisoners who are sentenced to life imprisonment, because as I don't know if you know or not, but there is more than 10,000 Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails, including, by the way, 300 children, including, by the way, 3,600.
When he says children are in prison, he means people that are 17, a guy that's 17 that blew up a bus, or a guy that's 12 that pointed a gun and tried to shoot a soldier. These aren't children like 3 years old. I know it evokes like a sort of emotional response from the West when you say, oh, children are dying. A lot of those people that he's referring to are above the age of, from 9 and above, people that are literally, trying to kill soldiers, and yes, they are then imprisoned. It's like if you try to commit a terrorist attack, you're going to prison. You're not a hostage. You're 100% in an Israeli prison because you committed a crime. This would be like Mexico saying to America, "Oh, any Mexicans that you have in your prisons, those are hostages." I don't know why you're calling them. Prisoners. Those are hostages. No. If you commit a crime, you're a prisoner. You're a criminal, and in this case, most of them are actually terrorists.
That can be called captives as well because they are civilians and they are arrested without charges under the so-called administrative detention law, which means they are in jail without knowing why. They could be in jail for years without even their lawyers knowing why they are in jail and without any legal process or any due legal process. So there is the Hamas position and the other Palestinian parties' position in Gaza is clear. They are ready to release all Israeli prisoners in exchange of release of some of the Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails and the end of the war.
Honestly, this is a good sign. It shows that Israel is really closing in on them. If they are actually willing, if he actually speaks for Hamas and they're actually willing to do that, which I'm not 100% sure, but let's say they are, it means that Hamas is very desperate. They are looking for a way out of this war. They are looking for a way to survive. And that is exactly why we shouldn't negotiate. Why do terrorists negotiate? They only negotiate when they're in trouble. And therefore, when they are in trouble, we should take advantage and finish them off. For more, subscribe to our channel. You can also go to buymeacoffee.com/Jewish Uncensored to support us. Again, our main channel was demonetized, and therefore anything you can give is much appreciated. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.